AITAH for not checking on my friend who recently lost a parent. I'm sorry this is long, I hope someone will still read this. The details are important to understand the story. Layla and I have been friends for a few years. Our friendship was driven by us working in the same industry and having similar interests. Layla hasn't had a very fortunate life. She grew up in poverty and was neglected by her parents, which gave her a rough start in life that has had a domino effect on her adult life. Her sentimental life hasn't been great either. When we first met, it was a very difficult year for both of us. One of those times, we hung out and we had a conversation in which she spiraled into saying that people had been rude to her, that no one ever followed through with their promises, that everything in her life was really bad, that she didn't have any friends who cared for her, and that one of these days she was going to go all Anthony Bourdain, if you know what I mean. I'll refer to this as the very awful thing she said. I was alarmed to hear that, and I told her that I was there for her and that we could support each other. Years went by, and 1 out of 3 times that we saw each other she would go into these rants without mentioning that one thing. The other times it was fun to spend time with her. One time over the holidays I was visiting family and she called me in a total crisis, mentioning that awful thing, and I stayed in the line for hours. We did this for 2 days, and when things got better I tactfully suggested that she got some professional help. Months went by, and her rants started to become more frequent. Now I'm not talking about simple whining. Though she hasn't mentioned that awful thing again, these are full-blown rants including mocking other people, calling other people very offensive things, getting angry when other folks got something she wanted, saying that things will never get better for her, etc. One day she forbade me from suggesting therapy to her. Mind you, I go to therapy myself, but I never suggested that again. I used to try and give a bit of a different perspective, B, add some practical advice, C, offer a bit of optimism. Note, I'm conservative with my optimism. I'm not the type of person who will tell depressed people just to smile. But none of these things ever registered. She shuts down everything I say, and I'm left with the option of agreeing with her on everything or just sitting there and not saying anything. I get really stressed and feel super drained at the end. Her relationships with other people are also bad. All her friendships had 2 outcomes: either she befriends emotionally healthy people who end up ghosting her or drifting away, or people who struggle with addiction or mental health issues and the friendship goes down badly. She ends up on bad terms with everyone she works with and complains to me about them. Mind you, I have worked with those same folks she complains about and they are totally fine. Now Layla has been a supportive friend. She has included me in every project she has had and helped me when I've needed help, but unfortunately, I have to say that it's been 2 years that I no longer enjoy this friendship. However, I did not want to be another friend who just left her, and for the longest time, I wanted to show her the kindness that she usually doesn't get. See. Around that mark, I decided to only hang out with her for shows or movies so that we could meet for 1 hour prior and the rants would be limited to that time frame. To no one's surprise, she used that entire hour to rant. She currently has this huge project that says it's going to change her life. She has these projects often. The project requires talent and luck. She does have the talent, but on the luck side is not going so hot, so even in the minor interactions that we've had she's managed to rant about it or maybe just complain if there's not enough time. A few months ago, I started to feel like our friendship had become unsustainable, and since we both have been very busy, I made the decision to just start drifting away and only see her at birthdays or whenever we would meet at an event. That made me feel bad about myself, and I would send a text message every so often. Last text exchange went like this: "Hi Layla. Just wanted to say hi, how have you been / paragraph about how the project is not going well, and even when she does everything right this is not going to happen because nothing good ever happens to her / Well, I have faith that things may go all right this time. I don't think so." There I was feeling the same way I feel every time I see her in person. Wanting to support but with no idea of what else to say. Around that time, I was planning to make a post called "AITAH if I just called it quits on my friendship." But well, there was a turn of events. A few weeks ago, her only living parent passed away. I met with her to offer some comfort and my condolences. Given the circumstances, I was prepared for a bad time, and well, she delivered. I thought that this time it would be a little different since this was just the inevitable, and the best I could offer was my company, support, and a hearing ear for anything related to her deceased parent. Instead, the first thing she did was to speak about this project and how it was going wrong in the most aggressive manner. Same old rant. I started feeling discomfort in my body. I was overwhelmed and wanted to just run away. She did this for 45 minutes, then thanked me for listening to her rant. Then we actually started speaking about her parent. She said some really kind things to me, and then we talked about normal things. I am exhausted from this friendship, but this last part is which makes me feel bad because I know she really appreciates me. Now I feel like I should be reaching out more so she feels supported after this loss, but I know that whatever I say will become a really uncomfortable text exchange. I don't want to reach out anymore, but I feel horrible to do that. If it were any other friend I would be bending backwards to support them in these tough times. So AITAH for not checking in on her after her parents' passing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel for watching more interesting videos.